Many know about slavery, but few discuss genocide. We did not all come from Africa, and most of us have aboriginal roots that were stripped away due to reclassification and miseducation. As a native Black American and a member of the Muskogee Nation, I understand the importance of tracing your lineage. If you want to learn how to trace your genealogy and apply for tribal citizenship, go to nativeblackancestry.com to schedule a consultation.
They don't want you to remember this. You not no slave, you indigenous. Fuck how they painted you went to war with the French and the British, man. Quite frankly, you was kings, Merovingians. They took the women and men, made them prisoners, raised up the children to worship their images, set up a lab to the genes and they mixed them, and this shit get way deeper than your pigment.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, smash the like button on the way in. Share the broadcast with as many people as you can. We got some heavy-handed receipts that we're about to get into. Shout out to everybody viewing this on TikTok. Shout out to everybody tuning in on YouTube. I urge you, if you want access to historical resources about the indigeneity of Black Americans, make sure to check out my website, nativeblackancestry.com. I've got tons of resources. There's a tribal surname page where you can see if any of your family names align with the 5 civilized tribes. It's a common misconception that our last name comes from slave masters. You know, many of us have ancestors who were never enslaved, so where do you get your surname from in that case, right? Not only that, but you can become a member of the website for only $14. It gives you access to, a book list of all of my primary sources. This book list is actually something that I update weekly with new titles. A lot of these are, suppressed, books that you can't even find in the States oftentimes. I mean, a lot of these titles I actually had to import from the UK. So, definitely make sure to check out the book list on nativeblackancestry.com. And actually, hold on. This is members only. So let me just log into my account real quick so that you guys can get a quick sneak peek as to what we got in the vault here. Give me just a second. And as a thank you for visiting the website, you can download a free copy of my ebook, Reclassified, The Hidden History of Black Indians in the Southeast from Indian to Negro. So make sure to check that out as well. But now that I'm logged in here, you can see that we've got a fairly comprehensive book list of primary sources. Again, this is something that I update weekly with new titles. I also have a digital archive that I've personally curated with over 600 documents, family photos, newspaper clippings, book excerpts, you name it, all pointing towards our indigeneity. So definitely make sure to check out the website, nativeblackancestry.com. If you need one-on-one guidance with genealogy research, you can even book a genealogy consultation with me, where I'll teach you the 3-step process me and my family use to trace our heritage and get tribal citizenship with the Muskogee Creek Nation. Let's talk about it, y'all. Real people, real results. Make sure to check out nativeblackancestry.com. What are you waiting for? Now let's get into the content. If anybody wants to call in, provide some commentary, has some questions, wants to have a debate, thinks all Black folks come from Africa or anything in between, you know what to do. Go ahead, request to join as a guest. Let's go. Yeah, makes the Europeans sound a little grimy now, right? I mean, the whole smallpox thing is one thing, but when you realize it was mostly salmonella, okay, okay, I guess they were just eating some raw cookie dough, huh, guys? They're eating some raw cookie dough. Put some fist or feathers in the chat if you grew up hearing that. Don't eat raw cookie dough; you'll get salmonella. Yeah, I turned out just fine. Shout out to Zah Harris. Zah says I still eat raw cookie dough to this day. Hey, yeah. Shout out to the raw cookie dough gang. Come on. They said we was gonna get salmonella, but we ended up just fine. All right. And for everybody who's watching on TikTok right now, make sure to check me out on YouTube, Mike TV. You can actually find all of my TikTok live streams on YouTube. So if there's any time where you miss a live stream or you come late, you can catch the replay over on YouTube. Mike TV is the name of the channel. Come on, y'all. Put a zero in the chat. Put a zero in the chat if you're not familiar with papal bulls. Put a zero in the chat if you're not familiar with. I mean, it's not Manifest Destiny. Manifest Destiny is what spawned out of it. What was it originally called? The Doctrine of Discovery. Put a zero in the chat if you're not really familiar with the Doctrine of Discovery, nor the concept of Manifest Destiny, nor Dumb Diversas, Pepper Bulls. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Give me some feedback. Everybody's at a different stage of awakening. Everybody's at a different stage of research. I mean, when we talk about the doctrine of discovery, when we talk about the papal bulls, when we talk about Dum Diversas, when we talk about Romanus Pontifex, when we talk about Intera Catera, when we talk about Johnson versus McIntosh, I mean, these are things that the average person hasn't heard of. Shout out to Mac watching on YouTube. Put a zero in the chat. Shout out to all the people on TikTok. Get the likes up on TikTok, y'all. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Share this broadcast with some folks you think would like to hear some gems get dropped on them while they're at work, right? For everybody putting a zero in the chat, I'm going to educate you on this, okay? I'm going to educate you on this. First, I'm going to give you like a high level overview, right? And then I'm going to share with you a video from a historian where they go into it a little bit more in depth, okay? So, You got to understand that when we talk about the dispossession, the reclassification, and the colonization of Native Black Americans, this was not like a spontaneous or a chaotic process. This was legally and spiritually premeditated by European and later American institutions. This whole foundation was laid by a series of 15th century papal bulls. Papal bulls are like orders from the Pope, from the church, from the religious hierarchy, right? Dum Diversas is the name of one of the papal bulls. That one was in 1452. You got Romanus Pontifex in 1455, and you got Intera Caetera in 1493. Now, let me go a little bit more in detail as to what each of these things did, okay? If I may. If I may. Now, Dum Diversas in 1452, that was issued by Pope Nicholas. His main goal was to give Portugal authority to combat Muslims and African non Christians. Now, as far as what it said, it authorized King Alfonso of Portugal to invade, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens, which are Muslims, and pagans, and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery. Yes, their religious leader, yes, their pope is giving them legal precedent to enslave and do the most egregious things to people. This is a part of their religious system, y'all. Like, come on, come on. When we talk about Romanus Pontifex, that was 1455. Romanus Pontifex, that was also Pope Nicholas who issued that, and it expanded on the first papal bull, Dum Diversas. This one, Romanus Pontifex, it declared that Portugal had the exclusive right to colonize and convert non-Christian lands south of Cape Bojador, which is West Africa, and it justified land seizure, economic exploitation, and perpetual slavery of African peoples. Here's actually a quote from that papal bull, Romanus Pontifex 1455, and I quote, "All lands discovered by Christian explorers that are not ruled by Christians are free to take." Let's talk about it, y'all. Last papal bull we're going to mention, Intera Caetera, 1493. This was issued by Pope Alexander. This was issued after Columbus's 1492 voyage, and it gave Spain the exclusive right to colonize all the lands west of a certain longitude, dividing the New World between Spain and Portugal. So, guys, in layman terms, the Pope says, hey, yo, Portugal, y'all get to enslave and do whatever you want to everybody Eastern Hemisphere. Everybody who's a non-Christian Eastern Hemisphere, Middle East, Africa, enslave them, do whatever you want, take them over. They non-Christians. That's for you, Portugal. Spanish, y'all get everything in the new lands in the Western Hemisphere. Y'all get North America, Central America, South America, Caribbean. Y'all get to enslave, but you do whatever you want to them that are non-Christians over there. They split up the globe. Portugal got one side, and Spain got the other side. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. This gave religious and legal backing to the theft of indigenous lands. This allowed for the enslavement of native peoples, including dark-skinned tribes in the Southeast, who were later reclassified as Negro or African. Come on, let's get into it. And actually, now that I just educated you guys on the papal bulls and whatnot, let's hear directly from a historian. I know we got some trolls in the chat. I see the trolls in the chat talking about it's fake news, dude. Yeah, fake news, right? Actually, this is like written in text from the 1400s. It's like in the Vatican, like the Pope rules the Vatican. Like that Pope is who we're talking about. Yeah, this is documented. Let's get into it. Oh, we're gonna get into it, y'all, but we got somebody requesting to join. Coming from the back to the front is Indian Style. Go ahead and mute yourself. Let us know where you're calling in from and what's on your mind. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Real quick, some people are saying that there's no sound. Um, Let me see how I can fix this. For my people watching on YouTube, have you been able to hear any of the videos I've been playing, or do you just not hear the guests? That's on my TikTok live stream. Let me know. I think I know how to fix this though. Give me some feedback, YouTube. Quick, fast, in a hurry. It's live TV.
For the folks in the chat and that are here on the replay, I've watched the evolution of Mike's research and his customers and his clients, and he's definitely the truth that I look forward, even though, you know what I'm saying, having him assist me with mine, because it's so deep and intricate, this, you know what I'm saying, this search and this treasure hunt, as I like to, you know what I'm saying, categorize it as. So absolutely. And so I'm you know what I'm saying, unpaid, like it's not none of that, but this guy right here, the truth, you know what I'm saying, and take it from there. So if you really want to know and you don't want to just troll around, this is who you need to get in contact with. I'll leave it right
In the new lanes. Damn, and I apologize, YouTube. I'm just now realizing that my YouTube audience has not been hearing any of the videos. Let me play a little piece of this video for just a second. And YouTube, tell me if you guys can hear it. I know that you guys were hearing my voice, but I don't think you guys were hearing any of these videos I've been playing.
Live in the Oregon country, so we'll be talking about that. We're here now in this new Spain, what later became Mexico, and then what the United States acquired after the Mexican-American War. Next slide, please. So I'm going to very briefly describe the doctrine of discovery. Later, Steve Newcomb is obviously going to explain to us the European backgrounds and the definition of, or excuse me.
All right, so YouTube, can you guys now hear the video that is being played? Let me know. And yeah, I'm just not looking at the replay. Yeah, all the videos earlier were not playing the audio. Now you guys can hear them. Okay. I know what the issue was. Indian Style, you can go ahead and pick up where you left off. Indian Style, are you still there?
No, yeah, I was just reiterating the ones that have just heard this, you know what I'm saying, in the replay or whatever. Mike's research capabilities with this genealogical and, you know what I'm saying, bloodline endeavors, the truth on YouTube, the truth with no extra, you know what I'm saying, ties and strings attached. You know what I'm saying? There's no bundles that you have to, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so if you really are, you know what I'm saying, truly want to find your research and get the strategies and tactics and sources and cross-reference, you know what I'm saying, Mike's the one you need to get in touch with. And I will be scheduling and getting in contact for mine personally, but I've just been noticing and bearing witness to the real results and real information that he's, you know what I'm saying, birthing at this time.
Nice. Well, I appreciate the cosign, brother. Look forward to connecting with you one-on-one. And actually, I only got a few minutes here until I got to go jump on a genealogy consultation. But here, I'm going to drop you down real quick. I'm going to play a few more minutes of this video of the doctrine of discovery, Pepper Bulls and whatnot. I'm glad the YouTube audience was at least hearing my audio of me speaking, but you know, earlier you guys weren't hearing the video. Now you guys can get it all. So let's go into a few minutes about the doctrine of discovery and whatnot before I got to get into this genealogy consultation.
The meaning of the doctrine of discovery and how it grows from ideas of domination. But I need to explain to you very briefly what the doctrine is, and then break it down into the 10 elements that I define describes the doctrine of discovery, and then we'll talk about how that became American manifest destiny. So in 1823, the first United States Supreme Court case to address Indian law issues was literally about what title, what ownership did tribes have of their lands? And this case was about what is now tribes in the area of Illinois and Indiana. It was, in fact, the Illinois tribe and the Piankashaw tribes, and it was their lands that were at question in this case. Of course, the tribe was not involved in the case. The tribes didn't have a lawyer in the case. These were two Americans arguing over lands that belonged to tribes. And here is what the United States Supreme Court ultimately held. This country, this court says, was founded and settled on the doctrine of discovery and of conquest. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But when Europeans walked ashore with their flag and their cross, folks, and stuck it in the sand, when Meriwether Lewis crossed the continent in 1803 to 1806 and carried a branding iron. I was at the Oregon Historical Society 2 days ago, and they had the original Meriwether Lewis branding iron. And as he crossed the country, once they crossed the Rockies, Meriwether Lewis starts branding his name. It says U.S.CAPT, because he was a captain in the Army, M.Lewis. And they start carving their names on trees and sandstone cliffs, and Lewis starts branding his name. Gee, it sounds like he was sticking his flag and cross in the soil, doesn't it? He was claiming the Oregon country for the United States, plainly, and using principles that Johnson v. McIntosh reaffirmed in 1823. So next slide. What did it mean when European countries showed up with their flag and cross? What allegedly happened to Native peoples? Well, here's what the court said. Native peoples immediately lost some of their property rights. They no longer were considered the fee simple absolute owner, which is an Anglo-American property law principle. When you and I buy our homes, we're the fee simple absolute owner. But this court said that by the magic of Europeans showing up, or Meriwether Lewis out in my area branding trees, tribal governments somehow, crazily lost their full ownership and rights in their lands.
Let's talk about it, y'all. It's a very interesting, polarizing discussion. A lot of people hear the term sovereignty floated around. I mean, I'm a card-carrying member of a federally recognized tribe. We're a sovereign nation, right? I mean, kind of, sort of, not really. Tribes with their sovereign land and their sovereign reservations, technically, in the eyes of the law, they're just tenants on government property. Every time they want to make an improvement to the land or do something, guess what? They got to go get Uncle Sam's permission. More specifically, I think it's the Secretary of the Interior or something like that. So, you know, hey, I enjoy the federal benefits I get as an American Indian. I'm about to catch a flight next week. I don't have to have a real ID or nothing. All I got to do is show my federal tribal citizenship ID card. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to being a member of the federally recognized tribe, but don't hear buzzwords like sovereignty and think that they really have autonomy. Sovereignty and autonomy are two different things. Sovereignty is a title. Sovereignty is a word. Autonomy, that's an action. That's the act of exercising your sovereignty. And a lot of these tribes don't have that autonomy. They literally have to get handouts from Uncle Sam every year. Hey, can we have more money? Hey, we have a state of emergency. Hey, we need your help. Hey. They're kind of like wards of the federal government in a sense. BIA bossing them around. Yeah, Lynn. Yeah. Down bad to a degree. I mean, here. I'm going to show you just how down bad a lot of them are. Hold on. They got their own sovereign land, right? Their own government, their own casinos, their own money, right?
Thanks for joining us on this 4th of July. I'm Phil Aldrich. Oglala Sioux Tribe President Frank Starr comes out, declared an extended state of emergency last December for the Pine Ridge Reservation. The emergency calling for funding for at least 50 officers, more aggressive enforcement of alcohol and drug laws by the department.
Dang. They're calling for the feds to give them officers to police their fellow natives because their fellow natives are acting like criminals. Their natives on their reservation are drinking too much and doing crimes, and they're begging Uncle Sam to bail them out. This is not just a state of emergency. This is a extended state of emergency. Uncle Sam, help us. The fire water. We can't take the fire water. We're all acting crazy. We can't govern ourselves. We can't do. We don't know what to do. I mean, what?
Last December for the Pine Ridge Reservation. Oglala Sioux Tribe President Frank Starr comes out, declared an extended state of emergency last December for the Pine Ridge Reservation. The emergency calling for funding for at least 50 officers, more aggressive enforcement of alcohol and drug laws by the Department of Justice and Bureau of Indian Affairs, as well as...
Whoa. More enforcement of and barbiturate laws by the BIA and Indian Affairs. The tribe's leaders are begging Uncle Sam to come police the tribe. Hey guys, we're drinking too much and we're taking substances we shouldn't be taking, and we don't know what to do with ourselves. We can't fix it. So Uncle Sam, help us, please. Help us. We need you to enforce harsher laws on us because we can't govern ourselves. Damn. Shout out to Magic Mutton. Magic Mutton, clearly you were raised on the the reservation. Magic Mutton says you hold hate in your heart. That's why. No, maybe it's because y'all hold too much liquor in your bellies. That's why.
More aggressive enforcement of alcohol and drug laws by the Department of Justice and Bureau of Indian Affairs, as well as more jails. But today, the reservation...
And the Native Americans are asking for more jails. Did y'all ever think in 2025 the Native Americans would be asking Uncle Sam for more jails for their tribal members? Whoa. State of emergency. Extended state of emergency.
Is still in that state of emergency. The tribal leader says not much progress has been made since December as the U.S. government came to the reservation with a task force and conducted a sweep. He adds he doesn't know if it was a publicity stunt, but a lot more needs to be done. Back in December, Starr comes out and says they had around 35 officers, but a few of them have left for better paying jobs.
Dang, your own Native American officers on the res are leaving for better jobs. They said, forget the tribe. They said, forget the tribe. You don't want to try to police our fellow tribal members. Forget our community. We gonna leave for better jobs. So now they asking Uncle Sam for some help. Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. What is going on the res?
By treaty, we should have 130 police officers. We're missing 100. Now the funding, where did it go? But we believe that Congress letting these grants die out and not reinstating them. This is a result.
The reservation is approximately 2 million acres, and Starr comes out says it's been challenging for officers as they are overworked and underpaid.
Peace. I'll fall back, bro. I'm gonna fall back. Let you show your showcase.
Dang. No. It's all good. Before we wrap up this broadcast, I wanted to bring some people up and see if they had any commentary about the state of affairs on the res. Let's start in order. Indian Style, go ahead and unmute yourself. And real quick, before you go, Indian Style, on YouTube, Aspiring Heights says, can I speak to you? If you need like personalized guidance with genealogy, you can go to nativeblackancestry.com and book a one-on-one consultation with me. They last about an hour and a half. Or if you have general questions, you can email me, mike@nativeblackancestry.com. Or you can ask me what you want to ask me right now before I wrap up this broadcast. But Indian Style, what do you think? Did you know that the tribe was having such dire issues? And shout out to Magic Mutton. Magic Mutton, I gave you an invite. Why don't you want to join? Is the Wi-Fi not that good on the res? You don't have 5G yet? But go ahead, Indian Style.
Yeah, I knew that they had issues. I didn't know that they was this dire. You know what I'm saying? Because we're inundated with the, images and, of the problems and issues that are manufactured in our community. But I definitely didn't know that it had come to this. But it makes sense because, that's a part of their makeup. But so, yeah.
I'm just saying, when it comes to our community, you got to have CIA running Black Ops. They got to import substances to get us hooked on. They got to do a whole lot of meddling through the record industry, the sports industry. So many things they have to do to get us down bad. But when it comes to these quote unquote natives, they just don't know how to.
Presidential resignations and all that.
Hey, hold on real quick. And the people on the panel can't hear this video, unfortunately, because TikTok doesn't play the audio for the panel members, but everybody watching right now will be able to hear. Let me just play the intro to this, and then I'll paraphrase for the panel members.
This window got shot up right here with the shotgun.
This is how easy you get alcohol in this watch.
Hey, can I get two?
2 water bottles?
Yeah.
In the nighttime, it's when it's scary here.
So when the sun goes down, we should get out of here?
Yeah, everyone comes out.
It isn't unusual at all to hear gunshots in some areas of the Pine
Dang, this is that same reservation that has that state of emergency, that extended state of emergency.
Ridge Reservation.
We're seeing an all-time high of...
Lynn Reese says Navajo Nation doesn't have running water in areas or electricity either. Hey.
violence and drug trafficking like we've never seen before.
Hey, Magic Mutton says feeding into your negative and immature attitude is not going to help. Guys, me presenting the news about the dire state of affairs on their reservation is me being immature, guys. Me reporting the news about their extended state of emergency on the reservation is me being negative. Okay. Maybe if you guys were doing better, we'd have better things to report on, huh?
All you're doing is
that's
all you're doing is showing their condition, bro.
See how they're pointing the finger? I'm the enemy, guys, because I'm just shedding light on their condition, huh? I'm not the one that gave y'all a bunch of Jack Daniels. I'm not the one that got you out there playing with your nose. I mean, all right, it's our fault because we're talking about it.
Have you had to use that before?
Yup.
On a person?
Yup.
I probably can't ask any more questions than that, huh?
No.
Tell me about the process of flipping this into pints. How does that work?
One water bottle.
They flipping Smirnoff into pints, y'all. Okay. All right. I'm done with y'all. I don't want to hear nothing from you reservation folks again. I don't want to hear nothing from a Siberian Husky unless I ask you. But go ahead, panel members. Indian style, what's on your mind?
I was good. I was good. I was waiting on Muffet, Mr. Muffet, to come up and explain himself. But he's a personification of what exactly we're exposing right now. The shape that goes on in these digital when you start speaking facts.
They're over there flipping pints, y'all. They flipping pints.
Basically, those are not the civilized tribes that are on those reservations. They're not civilized at all.
I see what you did there. I feel it. And Shelly Price, go ahead and unmute yourself. Let us know what's on your mind.
Actually, I didn't have a lot to say. I do want to say that I really do appreciate this live. I don't know much of my family history. I do know that my grandmother's mother is Indian, from what she has told us. But that's about as far as that goes. So I will be trying to link up with you to try to get more information. But yeah, I really appreciate this because I've been looking into a lot of this stuff lately, and it goes so far back, and it's crazy to me. And I'm still just like, every time I get on here and I'm like, people are saying that now Black people are trying to claim Native. Well, it's not trying to claim it, it's who we are. Like just about everybody got the same story. And if you go back to what their story, to when their story begins, it's the same thing. Like everybody was cut off. Like they were.
We all have roots in the Southeast, and we all have ancestors that spoke about being indigenous.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I do appreciate seeing this. I was intrigued. So that's how I stayed.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, hey, thanks for sticking out. I'm just gonna mute you real quick because I hear a bit of an echo. But yeah, no worries on that front. Yeah, if you need personalized guidance with genealogy, I look forward to connecting with you one-on-one during a genealogy consultation. Actually, I got to end this live stream because I got a consultation coming up in 7 minutes that I got to prep for. But guys, I will be live tomorrow. I just wanted to do this brief live stream here today just to drop some gems, answer some questions, connect with the people. But before we wrap up, let's do a little round robin of closing remarks. Let's start with Indian style.
Family, just be encouraged. We on to something. We've been on to something, and now we've got the facts and the truth to back us up, and you know what I'm saying, give us that extra boost. So don't be discouraged. Take all the attacks as trophies. You know what I'm saying? Take that each attack, just alchemize it into that's because I'm out for the truth, and that's what you just have to expect. So with that, I'll yield. Peace, family.
Oh yeah, talk to you later, brother. Thanks for joining. And bye, Grace Mello. Thank you for the gifts. Mr. El Bay, thank you for the gifts. Bye, Grace Mello. Aren't you Ronita G? Did you change your name? Am I confused? Am I getting y'all mixed up? But Mr. Bay, go ahead, lay it on us. Closing remarks.
No, you know, I appreciate you letting me up here, and you guys need more panels like this. You need more panels like this so that you could show more proof of who you guys are on this continent. It just needs to be shown. You know, even my great grandmother, she had an afro and she was indigenous Mexican, so it just makes no sense for these people to call us wabos and all these different types of things. It's crazy. It's very crazy.
Mm-hmm. I feel it. Well, thanks for joining, brother. Don't hesitate to click that button in the future. And Shelly Price, lay it on us. Closing remarks.
Well, never stop searching for the truth, and God bless everybody.
Oh yeah, thanks for joining, sister. Talk to you later. And shout out to Bronita. That is you. I knew it. Bronita said, no, it's me. That's in honor of my grandma, whose name is Grace. Okay. Well, shout out to Grandma Grace. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got to get up out of here. I got a genealogy consultation to do. I will talk to you guys later. Make sure to check out the website, nativeblackancestry.com. 40 years. If you need help with genealogy research or access to historical resources, I've got a lot of tools to help you. And yeah, for people on TikTok, check me out on YouTube. I've got 2 different YouTube channels. One of the YouTube channels is called Mike TV. You can find it right here, 32,000 subscribers. And then I've got another YouTube channel called Native Black Ancestry. People on TikTok right now are watching from my TikTok page called Native Black Ancestry. But I also have another TikTok page called Mike TV. So as you guys can see, we got 2 channels on both YouTube and TikTok. One called Native Black Ancestry, one called Mike TV. And then you can always check out my website, Native Black Ancestry, as well. As a thank you for visiting the website, you can actually download a free copy of my ebook, Reclassified, The Hidden History of Black Indians in the Southeast from Indian to Negro. So definitely make sure to check that out. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to everybody grinding away at work. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
They don't want you to remember this. You not no slave, you indigenous. Fuck how they painted them Indians. You went to war with the French and the British men. Quite frankly, you was kings Merovingians. They took the women and men, made them prisoners. Raised up the children to worship their images. Set up a lab to the genes and they mixed them. And this shit get way deeper than your pigment.